Okay, I'm just hearing from race control that actually for our delectation this evening, we have a 30-minute rather than 20-minute race. Although, as I say, I'm not entirely convinced that they'll all make it to the end with their incident points. It will definitely be a case of last man standing. Don't know if you played Destruction Derby when you were a kid, but I imagine it'll be fairly like that. So we're underway. We've got Derbitzberger, as I say, leading from pole position, and Ellis alongside him. And in the blue and green car behind, we've got Ed Shelley, as long as my trading paints is working. And then we've got John Lang in P4. And Ramon Pinheiro from F2 fame, he's in P5. So actually, it does seem to translate that these guys who are quick on the tarmac are pretty good on the dirt as well. These races always are fun to commentate on, so I do apologise if it gets a little bit manic as we come to the line. And it looks like the safety car is still staying out for another lap. Yeah, they're all moving up and down. There's not a lot of tyre warming we need to do in this, but they're all trying to get a little bit of a run on each other, and there's a little bit of jockeying for position going on here, but they're being fairly well behaved. Limited to 40 miles an hour behind the pace car here. Let's see when that comes in. I'm assuming there's probably a couple of laps of pace car running before we go green. Looks like the lights are out on the pace car, so it pulls into the pit lane hopefully. And away we go, and Derbitzberger gets a good start. He's holding that inside line. There we go. Now he's away. And who's that coming up on the outside? I believe that is that. I'm not sure who that is right at the moment, but we've got Derbitzberger still in the lead there. Oh no, he's been taken by. Oh, I'm sorry, my timing screen is completely gone here. Yeah, we've got John Lang behind now. That's where we're at. My apologies for that one. As I say, these races do get a little bit exciting. Yes, so we've got Derbitzberger followed by John Lang. Oh, these cars are always so wonderful to watch as they drift around. They've got a little bit of breathing space here. John Lang and Derbitzberger, and then behind them you've got Kyle Power in that lovely lime green livery again. He's translated that one through nicely into this session. Then James Wingfield, so unlucky at the Charlotte Roval. He is in 4th place. Gregory Leader in 5th, followed by Shelley and Ellis. And Rich Malden, who you heard from on the introduction, is making up some really good positions here. He's up from P17 up to P10 as we come across the line. Who else are the big movers and shakers? But David Hatton, once again, now these guys who are good on the tarmac, he's up from 25th up to P10. He's in the black number 2 with the lime green back end. And as last week, we're not used to commentating or seeing a lot on these dirt ovals, so it does get a little bit crazy. Oh, and there's been an incident there. Who is that? I think that's Richard Malden. He has had a bit of a prang there, so that's going to take some points off of him. So there's no damage, remember, in this race, but it costs you time and points as well. So I'm sure that it won't be long before we start getting the first retirements from our incident points there. And it looks like the leaders are going to start coming off on some back markers now. Just Derbitzberger just drifting around the outside of number 29. That is Richard Spanners ready. Spanners, he is a self-confessed rookie on the ovals, and he's not a fan, but he's certainly giving it a good shout today. He is down in 23rd position and just having a little bit of a fun drifting session by the looks of things. And just as I say that, looks like Spanners has got himself involved in a bit of an incident with Connor Mayer. They were fighting for position, but it looks like Spanners is now facing backwards down the track, and he's getting collected by other cars. See if he can spin his way around. Yeah, he's got himself onto the infield, so hopefully that shouldn't be too much of a problem for him now. Where is Mayer? He's on the outside still, just trying to get around nicely. saying in the races at the Roval as to how professional these guys are and how few incidents comparatively that there are. Oh, it looks like Mark Greenhow has had a bit of a shunt there out of P6. He got it all crossed up and just had to get off the power that then seemed to send him round again. And there's also David Hatton. He was doing so well on the tarmac, he went into him. Yeah, Ramon Pinheiro is up to 5th place now behind Hatton. And he's very close in behind. And they've got a lot of back markers traffic up to Ellis there. And there's people going off all over the place here. Absolute carnage. That is the wonderful aspect of these races, is that you just don't know where to look for the next bit of action. But Pinheiro, I think, is the closest battle on the track there. He is only half a second, 3/4 of a second now behind Hatton, as they're trying to carve their way through the back markers. And it looks like Hatton was a little bit held up there. Pinheiro is going to try and see if he can take a high line. And oh no, he got held up at the marker as well, so he had to switch to the low side. And there's cars everywhere. Do they make it through safely? Yes, just about. So looking back at the lead as well, we have Derbitzberger making his way through some more crash cars with John Lang in hot pursuit. He's about 2 seconds behind. And we got Pinheiro trying to chase down David Hatton. He was just avoiding the spinning Tim Ellis. So Ellis has dropped down the field, and he's had another crash. I think that's with spanners ready again. So he has had an awful lap. He's dropped down a good number of places there. He was on a podium position, but he must have just got it sideways and just overcooked it. Now heading back to Hatton. Let's see who he's going for. He's just trying to overtake one of the back markered cars. Okay, so let's look at some other movers. So we've got Alex Van Gien, who self-confessed, I think, did have a bit of a bad time of it today. And he's having an even worse time this evening because he was up from 27th to 12th, but he is now upside down on his roof at the outside of the circuit. Let's see if we can get himself righted. I think he needs a bit of a help from a friend there. No, he's now out of the race. That is such a shame for Van Gien. He was doing so well. And who else was with him? That was Matt Cook in the 75 machine. He's also out now. So those two must have had a bit of a coming together. Having a look around now. James Wingfield, he was my favourite from race 3, dropped it unfortunately all by himself. He is right behind Tim Ellis, battling over 8th and 9th positions. Ellis goes wide, Wingfield on the inside, but he's held up by a back marker. They are now side by side, and one of the back markers goes flying upwards. Oh, and that is Wingfield, and Wingfield is off. He tagged the back of Ellis trying to get past him, and Rosales also now has just moved into that slot chasing down Tim Ellis. Drama going on all over the field here. Derbitzberger at the front is making a bit of an impression. He is now 3.2 ahead of John Lang, so he is doing remarkably well of getting through the field unscathed so far. I hope that doesn't put the commentator's curse on him. John Lang's in second with David Hatton up from grid 25th up to 3rd place. And he is followed there by Ramon Pinheiro. And then we've got Jelly Ooms and Kyle Power. Kyle Power in that lime green number 26. Then we've got Mark Greenhow and Tim Ellis has just got past Greenhow actually. And Rosales is right with Ellis, and I think that's actually Rosales who's just gone round. And Gregory Leader has just jumped the two of them. And there is a big shunt at turn 1. There's at least 3 or 4 cars involved, 2 of them on their roof. I think one big thing is once you go onto your roof, then you seem to be out because you can't seem to right yourself naturally, I guess, unless somebody comes and gives you a good clatter. So you do rely on a on a friendly helping hand. Still involving that incident there. We could start seeing some of the leaders having some problems there because there's cars strewn all over the circuit. I think Derbitzberger is just coming up to the incident. I hope he's seen it and can make it through. It'd be a real shame if at this stage he was to have an incident, and he's had to avoid it, and there's cars all over the place. Oh, Derbitzberger has been hit, and he's gone to the inside, and Pinero is now up to second place because a couple of the big guns were taken out in that incident. But he is a good 13-14 seconds behind, so that's half a lap nearly behind. So Derbitzberger's just got to take it nice and easy, thread the needle, and just avoid the carnage, really. So there are only 4 cars so far on the lead lap that remain. There's Derbitzberger, Pinero, Lang, and Hatton. Everybody else has been lapped by the leader. That's what you get when your laps are so short, less than 30 seconds, and it does make it very, very exciting to commentate on. So it looks like we've got Pinero just taking the lead from Derbitzberger. What happened there? It looks like he got involved in an incident. So Pinero there, the F2 driver from back in the day, the Formula Palmer F2 series, and Bradley Philpott's teammate in karting. He is now up to P1. And he's got behind him, he has got Derbitzberger still, but he's lost a lot of time there. And then we've got John Lang, but they're all fairly spread out. David Hatton coming up behind Lang. Rosell's a little bit farther back. Yeah, let's go back to John Lang, see how he manages to get past people. He is in the nice purple and blue number 48 livery. Just watch him pitch that car into a beautiful slide there. Oh, he got it a little bit too early and had to come out of it, so that lost him some time. But the dirt spraying up behind him there. He's having a good wiggle down that back straight. Or is that the front straight? Nobody knows. Can't remember. That's turn 3 that he's coming into. Nice. Turn 4. Yeah, good. Okay. They seem to call this 4 turns, despite it just being a short oval with two real turns. But they like to big it up around here. So the helpful hand that I hadn't noticed before is that the corners are labelled on the actual exit of the turns on the wall. So that's a good thing. Anyway.
Come on, bit of an update for you, buddy, if I'm sounding okay.
Hello, yes.
Yeah, so the admins forgot to set the incident limit. So,
I was wondering about that.
Race control is now going through and manually disqualifying anyone over 15, which includes me. I'm not happy. There will be an inquiry, but what a load of fun. I was listening to all you guys commentating on the Formula Renaults. Perhaps not quite the carnage we were expecting in race 1 and 2. Obviously, race 3 made up for it.
Oh yeah, race 3 was a barrel of laughs, that one. I was watching the guys coming through from the back, and Philpott and his friend Pinero there got taken out. Oh, I think we've got a full course yellow going on here.
Oh, they haven't, have they? Right, admin's drunk, basically. Just want to thank anyone still on the live stream. I hope you've had a good time. Be sure to subscribe and catch up with the race highlights as well.
Thank you, Spatters. I'm certainly having a ball by myself here. It's a shame you couldn't join me with audio issues, and that's actually one thing that Miss Apex Podcast is very proud of on the normal streams.
Oh, sorry. God, I don't know what it was, but I think I can blame my wife because she's sharing her shed with me, and it's terrible. So I'm currently on my VR headset microphone.
Oh, nice. What is driving these cars in VR like, Spanners?
It's horrible. It was unbelievable. The bends are quite good because that's what it's designed for. The straights are a nightmare, and I don't think I ever got to full speed once.
Nice. Oh, is that your excuse? I love these racing driver excuses that you've got. It's fantastic. But yeah, we've really enjoyed watching it this evening. There's been a lot of action. This is race 3 now, obviously in our series, and I think they've all been just as good as each other. I'm really hopeful that we're attracting some really interesting new people here, and Pinero is in the lead of this race. So yeah, he's the
standard is ridiculous with Henny and Pinero both have single seater experience. Bradley Philpott as well has non-competitive single seater experience too, and they were the 3 drivers when I was 4th in race 2. They all came up behind me in the pack, and I thought, nah, I'm not going to fight these guys.
Yeah, I think you made the wise decision there to breeze those guys through, because you can only get yourself into trouble from that one.
I'll leave you to it and call the rest of the race whenever the random admin decides to end it.
I'm so lonely, don't leave me. Thanks, fellas. Okay, I'm not lonely. I've got the wonderful Steve Amy here to keep me company. You can't hear him, but I have constantly got him chattering in his wonderful Aussie twang here in my ears, and he does a great job of the video editing and the live streaming as well, when he's not allowing me to swear in between races. So I do apologise for that. I hope you enjoyed my cheese anecdotes, and the cheese that I had was some lovely brie and some cheddar with some nice crackers and a yeah, I know, right? And a homemade millionaire shortbread today. We made some for VE Day, so despite having to self-isolate, we had a street party today. But it's not what you think. We were all at least a couple of meters apart, and we just kind of had to shout across the street at each other. As I keep waffling on, here they go again. So Pinero gets a good jump there from the safety car. We've got Lang behind him and Hatton in third place. Derbitzberger, our leader a while back, is now down to fourth place. He goes a bit wide, and actually Lang making a move there. Oh, sorry, making a move to the outside as Hatton comes inside of him. Who misses. Now we've got Hatton. He is still trying to get past John Lang. Let's see if they make contact. They have made contact, and they were so close to spinning out there, but luckily they came side to side, fender to fender. If he had tagged the back of him, that would have been race over for him. Kyle Power now making a move for third place again. He's not quite made it. He had to back out of that. I think he thought he might have tagged him. But now as Derbitzberger and Lang both wash wide, Power moves up into third place. Cannot get over how lime green that colour of that car is there for Kyle Power. And then, yeah, he's under pressure again from Derbitzberger just behind. You may be looking at the timing screen, and it is definitely lying to you. I am never wrong. So we do have Kyle Power ahead of Derbitzberger. Looking back at the front, we have Hatton putting great pressure on Pinero. There is only 3/10 between them. He's not close enough to make a move at this time. I'll keep you up to date with that. As Power goes wide and Derbitzberger and Lang move back through again. So this is a cracking race between these three. They keep changing on every few laps. We've got a few people. We've got Matt Trumpets. We've got Sam Harper, our championship leader, disqualified. So basically all of the we've got Spanners ready, disqualified. We've got Alex Van Gien out of the race as well. Rich Molden. Oh no, he is the admin kicking people out, so he's not been disqualified. I wouldn't dare to say that in case he decided to kick me out as well, but then you wouldn't be able to listen to my dulcet tones, and where would we be without that? So Kyle Power then still having some fun with John Lang. Derbitzberger's broken clear of those two and actually heading up back towards David Hatton, who's dropped back from Pinero a bit. They're being a bit more sensible after that safety car start. Thank goodness, because I think I was going a little bit mad trying to keep up with them. A bit further back now. Are there any good battles? There's always good battles in this grid. Wow, I think a lot of people have been disqualified. That is why they behaved themselves, because there is basically nobody left on track anymore, I think. So there, where's Carson Blake? Is he the last one? No. Garen Batten? No. Clappers in P13 is the last of our runners. So we started off with 33. We now have 13. Oh, and he hasn't overtaken Sam Harper yet, but Sam Harper is also out. So now we only have 12. This is you don't want me to sing, do you? You don't want me to sing the that one where they all fall out of the bed song. No, I don't think anyone wants to hear that. So where are we? Heading back to the sharp end. Oh, it's got really close at the sharp end here. We've got Pinero in the number 5 car, Hatton just behind him on the number 2, and Derbitzberger. Well, we got 2 minutes, and Hatton and Derbitzberger have been taken out by one of the back markers. That leaves Pinero to carry on. It was Clappers, I think, who I was just talking about in the last place. So now we've got Carl Powers made it through that up to P2. We've got John Lang. Oh, no, he got caught up in that as well. Yes, so let me see. So we've got Ramon Pinero. He is Yeah, Derbitzberger, Lang, and Kyle Power. That's a great one. Oh, he's not quite on the podium, Kyle Power. And is that Hatton disqualified? I can't see where he's gone. I think Hatton has been disqualified with a number of points, so that is a big drop for him. Yeah, it's true. This is not a championship round, so it doesn't really matter, but it is all for bragging rights, shall we say. We can't let the newbie win this one, surely. So if you are seeing that we like to think we're magic here at Missed Apex, but even we can't make cars float in a normal situation. What we need to do is we need to look into that for you. I hope you're enjoying the spectacle of the Aladdin-style magic carpet rides that we've got going on, but hopefully you didn't see any major problems in our mainstream, which is where hopefully we get most of the viewers, and we just get a few people along for the ride this evening for a bit of a laugh. Where are we? So, I don't know where we are. I don't even know where I am anymore. So, we've got Pinheiro still in the lead. There are only 3 cars now in the lead lap with Derbitzberger and John Lang now up there with Carl Power in 4th place. Who is the biggest rise this evening? The biggest rise at the Hooters sponsored raceway was David Hatton until he's gone. Where's Gary Thomas? So he's 29th up to P12. Definitely last man standing here. Let me see. Harper's gone. Wow, there really aren't that many left. I think you've got to be very careful now. If you're somebody like Pinheiro Derbitzberg, you don't want to get involved in the walls, and you don't want to get involved with these back markers either, because you could be on for a really good race. You know, Pinheiro is a good half a lap ahead of anybody else. But I said that about Derbitzberger, and what did that do for him? So if you get disqualified at this stage with only a couple of minutes to go, it must be absolutely galling. And I think we are about to come towards the end of the race fairly shortly. 2 minutes goes by fairly quickly. Oh, Carl Power has just been disqualified as well. And John Lang as well has been disqualified. So that is going to really shake up the order right towards the end. Derbitzberger's gone as well. Or is that the end of the race? We got Ramon and then Colin Ward jumping up from P8 to P2 on the last lap. And Gary Thomas, I think they're probably the only ones standing any left. Okay, in fact, that looks like the end of the race. Although, as I say, they were disqualified. However, what happened was they didn't complete the number of laps required. So it still was Ramon Pinheiro, our debutant for the weekend. He has taken a race win in this final race with Alexander Derbitzberger and John Lang.